Hi there, my name's Mark. I'm a third generation farmer of Cedar Creek Orchard. My grandfather started the farm. Dad built it up and I'm continuing it running. Well, first thing you need to make apple juice is apples. We grow about 100 tonnes of apples in a good year. Now we're crushing between 600 and 700 tonnes of apples. We cold press our apple juice. We put it into a hopper and then we transfer it through water. Anything that's rotten will sink. We then pull the apples out with a conveyor and it goes up what you can only call as a grain auger, and that is very, very hard on fruit. So anything that is soft and mushy or slightly rotten, that will be taken off the fruit by the grain auger. So all we get at our hammer mill where we're cutting the fruit up is good fruit. The hammer mill cuts it up into small chunks and the apple pulp drops onto the juicing machine. We gently squeeze it to start with and then we squeeze it harder and harder and harder, and we'll normally, if the fruit's good, extract about 70%. We then store it in a tank, we let it settle. 2 days later, we filter all the juice. Once it's filtered, we then pasteurise it, so we heat the juice up to about 84 degrees. We then cool it down to 68 and we bottle it in plastic. So we fill it, seal it, and pack it away for sale. Well, my earliest memory is actually lying in bed on a weekend and my grandfather coming over with a massive plate of pancakes on a Sunday morning. That's one of my earliest memories, but I've got a lot of memories of work that Dad used to do. Dad was a brilliant man. He should have been an engineer. He'd see something happening and he'd work on ways to fix it. How to improve the business, how to be more efficient. Dad first planted his first block, we called it the Old Orchard, because his first block was maybe 5,000 trees. He knew, because he had 4 children at that stage, he needed to increase his production. He saw a photo of a juice machine and he said that he could build this machine. After 3 months and 3 ulcers, because he worried about it so much, he ended up finishing this machine off, and it revolutionised our juice making. We grew a lot of apples in a day, and all of those apples needed to be packed. And Dad would look at the time and motion of all the people working in the packing line, where they were moving a lot to get an empty box. It doesn't sound like much, but multiplied over 1,000 boxes, it adds up. So he built a conveyor where someone was making the boxes up in the corner, out of the way, and the conveyor would carry these boxes around to the packers. So all they needed to do was reach up, take a box off the conveyor, put it down at the end of the packing line, and it was there. Oh, there's just too many things that Dad did to build the farm. I'm not smart. Okay. I knew that I didn't want to go on to do the HSC and then do a university degree, because my main aim from 14, 15, 16 was to come back and work with Dad. Cedar Creek is very, very family orientated. As an example, Nathan and Cider. I think it's great. I think the product is needed, a very, very good cider, and he's going to make that because he's using a very, very good apple juice. I'm patting myself on the back here. But I see Cedar Creek in 10, 15, 20 years' time being a destination, and cider will be one thing that's going to be driving that. Yeah, very, very proud. So. I always have worries. We've just gone through one of the worst droughts on record in Australia. It's the worst drought that I can remember. In 2016, with the Picton floods, we filled our dam up, and then it got dry. And since July 2017, I've been using bore water for survival rations, which has been difficult. It's been very difficult. But we've deepened our dam, hoping that next time a drought comes, we'll have enough water. So long as we're proactive instead of reactive, we should be able to overcome every problem I see. Cedar Creek Orchard, it's my life, it's my pride and joy. Many and varied things have changed. Lots and lots of things have changed. Growing techniques are getting better and better. Technology has changed the farm, but we've just gone through a massive drought. But Dad would be proud. He would be proud. Yeah, very, very proud. Yeah, it's a family farm. It's my life. It means everything.